Hello everyone, it's Sal here. Welcome to today's video. I hope you're all happy and well. So today I'm going to be filming part 2 of my perfume declutter. As I mentioned in my last video, I'm going through my collection and I'm being really brutal and I just want to have a complete overhaul and get rid of many bottles just because I find that I'm kind of gravitating towards the same pool of perfumes in my collection now, and I'm really happy with those ones, and I'm just really ready to move on quite a few bottles that I don't use anymore. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. Before we start with the perfumes, I'd like to thank Luisa for gifting me a few pieces of jewellery to show in today's video. The first piece I want to show you is this absolutely stunning, dainty little necklace, which I just absolutely love. It's been such a wearable go-to everyday piece for me, and it's got this tiny little, let's see if the camera can pick it up, this tiny little sort of star on it, and it's just so nice for this time of year, and it really is just so delicate and just really easy to throw on with anything, and it adds such a nice little subtle sparkle. So that is that necklace there. They also sent me matching earrings. I've got them in right now, I'm wearing them today, and they're also very cute. And they also gifted me a really lovely silver necklace, which I will insert a clip of, and I have kept that one for my sister's Christmas present because yeah, it's just very much her style and I know she's gonna love it. So that's gonna be my sister's Christmas present. Thank you so much, Ana Luisa, for gifting these pieces to me. They are having a sale for Christmas, so I'll be leaving a link to shop their pieces of jewellery in the description box below. Feel free to check them out. So with that all being said, let's move on to today's perfumes. Okay, so here's the tray of fragrances that we're going to be looking at today. Some of these, actually I'm going to move that one out because that's not a declutter actually. But yeah, there's quite a few here, and like I said, I am being quite brutal. I just really want to almost start over with my whole collection, and I feel like my tastes have changed a lot in the last year, and it's just time to sort of like change things up. So first of all, I'm going to talk about Mon Guerlain Sparkling Bouquet, and this is a fragrance that I've talked about a fair bit on my channel, and it is a really beautiful fragrance, but I've just grown kind of tired of it. I find that this one, there's something about the sweetness in this that I find a little bit too much, and I find that it just gets a little bit sickly over time. I have really enjoyed wearing this, you know, over the last couple of years since I got it. There's a fair dent in it actually, so I have had good use out of it, and it's been a really lovely perfume in my collection, but just these days it's not really resonating with me in the same way. And there are other Mon Guerlains that I prefer much more. For example, Mon Guerlain Intense is my all-time favourite perfume of the moment, and I really also love the original Mon Guerlain, and this one just does not, it's not up there for me. Like it's nowhere near like the way I feel about those two perfumes versus the way I feel about this. It's just not hitting the mark for me anymore. I would say, to be honest, I never really loved this one. It was always kind of like a solid like, but it's never really been a love. And maybe also partly due to the time of year, like it's quite cold here now in Scotland, and it's very wintry, so for me this is more of a sort of spring and summer kind of perfume because it's a bit of a lighter weight fragrance. It's got bergamot in it. I think it's just a brighter sparkle, well, hence the name Sparkling Bouquet. It's a brighter, lighter version of Mon Guerlain, and although it's nice, it's just not really my cup of tea anymore. And I have tried wearing it recently. I've spritzed it on a few times recently to try and give it like another chance, and there's just something about it that I don't love anymore. There's a sweetness in here, and it's just kind of, there's something irritating about it. I don't know, I feel like the lavender in this one is much stronger as well than in the other ones. I feel like because this one's more citrusy and floral, the lavender comes through much stronger, and there's kind of like a sickly sweetness to this, whereas with the original and with the Intense, because you have quite a lot of that heavy vanilla as well. The lavender blends maybe a bit better with those ones. But anyway, so that's Mon Guerlain Sparkling Bouquet. This one will be leaving my collection. Next up today we have Jus Parfums, and this one is Blue Mastro. This is a fragrance I was gifted a wee while ago now. I did enjoy wearing it for a time, but then I noticed something in this that was kind of bothering me. There's like a mustiness in here that I can't quite put my finger on. There's just a note in here that doesn't quite agree with me. And this is quite a sort of citrusy, jasmine-y, white floral type scent. Very mass appealing, quite likeable. But again, like I say, there was just something in the notes here that didn't quite agree with me, and it almost came off as slightly dusty, or I'm not quite sure how to explain it, but there's just something about this fragrance that doesn't quite work for me. The next fragrance I'm going to be talking about today is Si Fiore from Armani. And I have spoken about this one at length, I feel like, on my channel kind of over the years. And I did really enjoy this one. I've had lots of use out of this one. But for now, I'm finding it just too kind of sickly sweet and too syrupy in nature. And it's got this kind of like syrupy fruitiness to it that just really doesn't agree with me. I think it might be a sort of blackcurrant note or something in here. And it's just too sweet. It is a beautiful scent if the sweetness was dialed down a little bit, or if it had a little bit more of a natural kind of sweetness to it. I think I would maybe be like keeping it, but there's just something kind of synthetic about this, just in the way that it's so sweet, and it's got this kind of like fruitiness to it that doesn't agree with me. Again, kind of similar to the Sparkling Bouquet, I've come back to this one time and time again, and I've given it like chance after chance, and I've been wearing it just to see, because I was really conflicted about letting this one go, but I have given it like so many chances, and I always, when I first spray it, I really enjoy it, but then I always feel the same way. Like by the end of the day, I'm so sick of it. So I mean, it's the kind of fragrance that if someone was to be wearing it and they were to walk past me and I was to get like a whiff of it, I would absolutely love it, and I would maybe even be wondering, oh, what is that they're wearing? They smell amazing. Because in one kind of sniff, it's really nice, but for a full day wear, I find it far too much, and I find it really sickly. And I want to be able to wear a perfume that I love at the end of the day just as much as I enjoyed it at the very start of the day. So that's why I'm going to be moving this one on, and that's Si Fiore from Armani. Next up today, I'm going to talk about both of these together actually, because they're like the same kind of perfume. We have the Angel Eau de Toilette from Mugler, and then also the matching hair mist. That's the Angel hair mist in that little bottle there. So this is another one actually that's kind of similar to what I said about Si Fiore, in the sense that if I briefly sniff it, I love it, and I think, oh my gosh, that's just a wonderful scent. But for a full day wear, it's too much for me. It's too sickly, and I think the patchouli, even though this is the Eau de Toilette, there is still patchouli in it, I believe, or anyway, it's kind of what it smells like to me, and there's quite a lot of fruity notes in here that I find just too much after a full day wear. It's just a little bit too intense, it's a bit too much, it's a bit too heady. Oh, I can see myself in the reflection there. It's just a bit too much, and I find it sickly after a full day wear. And again, like if I was to smell this on somebody else, I would love it, but just, again, I'm sure you guys know what I mean. Let me know in the comments if you know what I mean. But I feel like there's so many perfumes that I could smell once and think, oh my gosh, I love it. But then would I also love it if I was to wear it for a full day? I feel like it's two completely different things. And for me now, like one of my sort of criteria is going to be that I absolutely love my fragrances from the start of the day to the end of the day. That's going to be sort of like my criteria from now on. So that one is the Mugler Eau de Toilette, and I would say this is such a fantastic perfume actually, like the longevity of it and the projection and everything like that. For me, this performs like an eau de parfum, even though it's an EDT, and it's just such a lovely perfume. But again, for all the reasons I've mentioned, it's just not agreeing with me anymore, and I just find it a bit too kind of sickly. Next up today is the Chloe, and I believe this is Chloe Low, and this is an eau de toilette kind of fragrance. Now this one is a really watery, rosy peony type of scent. Very aquatic, very lightweight, very nice for the spring and summer, particularly in the summer, I would say. This is a really good perfume for the high heat. And I just don't want to keep it in my collection anymore because I have other perfumes that have a similar kind of scent profile that I prefer. So I have like summery perfumes that I just prefer to this one. And I find that like the last couple of summers, I've not really had as much wear out of this. As you can maybe see from the level there, like there's still quite a lot left of this. And it's just really not getting reached for enough to justify keeping it in my collection. So that is Chloe Lowe that I will be moving on. Next up today we have Black Opium, and I believe this one is called Illicit Green. So this is the kind of, I think because the juice has actually darkened over time, it's kind of darker in there, but you can still see that it's the green one. So this is sort of like very similar to the original Black Opium, except they have an addition of, now, what is the fruit again? I think it's not kiwi fruit, but it's fig. I think they've got fig in here. And it's basically a fruitier, slightly lighter version of Black Opium. And I just feel like this is kind of an awkward fragrance for me. Like, it's almost slightly too heavy for the summer. But then I also wouldn't reach for this in the autumn or winter because I would rather wear the original Black Opium, or I would rather wear some other wintry perfume. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like not really sitting in any category for me anymore. And as a result, it literally never gets worn. So I'm going to be moving this one on. It's also not my favorite Black Opium. I much prefer the original, and I also really adore the Black Opium. I think it's called Le Parfum. Yeah, Le Parfum, I think. Which I don't own yet, but it's kind of on my wish list, or it's one that I also really enjoy. But this one, it's just not doing it for me anymore. It's sort of like a meh fragrance. It smells pleasant, it smells nice, but it's just not inspiring me anymore, and I never use it. So that is Black Opium Illicit Green. Next up today, we have Narciso Rodriguez Musk Noir Rose. Musk Noir Rose. And for me, there's just something kind of awkward about this scent profile. There's something in here for me that just doesn't quite work. I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's like the sweet kind of... Oh, actually, what's in here? Plum. I think it's the plum in here. If I'm not mistaken, I think there is plum. And there's kind of like a creamy fruitiness in here that is almost at odds with the rest of the notes, or there's something that doesn't quite mix well in this fragrance for me. And I was kind of back and forth about this one for a while. Like, sometimes I would think, oh no, it's really nice, it's inoffensive, it's feminine, it's flirty, it's great for throwing on every day. And then other times I would be picking up on the kind of the way that it doesn't really blend so well, and I would be noticing it. It's just not doing it for me, to be honest. So I'm going to be moving this one on most likely. Like every time I wear it, there's something about it like nagging at the back of my mind, like that something about this just doesn't work for me. And because I'm being brutal now, I'm not going to keep it as a result. And also I've just not really been getting as much wear out of it as I would have liked. It's a nice perfume, like it smells pleasant. There's really nothing offensive about it at all, but I just have so many other perfumes in my collection that I love, and so many other perfumes that bring me so much joy, and this unfortunately isn't one of them anymore. So I'm going to be moving this one on, and that is Narciso Rodriguez Musk Noir Rose. Next up today we have this fragrance here, Fleur de Fleurs from Une Nuit Nomade, and this was very kindly gifted to me. I'm actually still slightly on the fence about this one because it is such a beautiful white and yellow floral scent. It's really opulent, it's really, really feminine, it's quite glamorous, very heady floral perfume, kind of more a traditional vibe, like old glam kind of vibe with this one. Let me know if you've tried it. But I just haven't been wearing it enough, and whenever I go to smell it, although I like it, I just can't envisage the right occasion to wear it, and I kind of prefer more like versatile perfumes where I can wear them on a night out, or I can wear them when I'm staying in. Do you know what I mean? Like perfumes that I just love regardless, and I would wear them anywhere. Those are the kinds of perfumes that I'm gravitating towards more now. And this one for me, I just struggle to like know when I would feel comfortable wearing this one. Like it's kind of quite showy almost, like it's quite grandiose, I don't know. And I just haven't actually been, although there's nothing wrong with the perfume, like the actual scent itself is lovely. And, you know, I would recommend it. I think it's a fantastic perfume. It's actually beautiful, but I just haven't been reaching for it. And I would say like it's maybe not inspiring me so much anymore. So I'm on the fence about this one. I'm thinking I might move this one on. Most likely I will, because again, like I'm trying to be brutal and I don't want loads of fragrances in my collection anymore. I think it's a little bit, for me personally, this is just my own feeling and I've got to go with my gut and go with what feels right for me. But I'm not saying this as a rule, but just for me personally, I feel like it's quite excessive to have as many perfumes as I have. I feel like it's just too much for me to be owning them, particularly when most of them don't get used enough, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's Fleur de Fleurs from Une Nuit Nomade. Next up today, we have the Kim Kardashian fragrance, and I believe this is just called Kim Kardashian. And again, I would highly recommend this perfume. I think it's really fantastic, but it just doesn't really resonate with me anymore. It's actually almost kind of similar to Fleur de Fleurs in the sense of it being quite a heady white floral perfume. You've got tuberose in here and gardenia, I believe. It's a very creamy, bold, white floral, feminine scent, and it is really nice, but I think it's maybe the sweetness of the gardenia. Like the last couple of times I've worn it, I found it like a little bit too much and a little bit too heady and a bit too sweet. And I just kind of got tired. It's quite a punchy, recognizable scent, and I just got a little bit tired of it. So I'm going to be moving this one on, but don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful perfume and I would still recommend it. But that one is Kim Kardashian by Kim Kardashian. And next up today we have Aphrodisiac from Ann Summers. This is a fragrance that I've had literally so long. I feel like for almost, how many years? I've had this perfume for about 6 years. And I never wear it. I actually never wear it. I mean, I think the last time I talked about this perfume on my channel, I might have said something like how I wanted to keep it for the nostalgia, for the nostalgic value, because I've just had it for so long. But I don't want to keep it for that reason anymore. I never wear it. It's quite a nice scent. I actually can't even really remember what this one smells like. Let me have another sniff. Oh yeah, this one is actually really nice. This is kind of what I hoped. If you look up Juicy Couture Noir, I think that's what it's called. If you look at that one and read up on it, this is basically kind of what I hoped Juicy Couture Noir would have been like. Because I feel like Juicy Couture Noir, you expect it to be this like femme fatale kind of dark alluring fragrance, and it's just not, in my opinion. It's quite a lightweight sort of just a lightweight, pleasant, almost shampoo-y type fragrance. It kind of falls short in that regard, but I feel like the scent of this matches what I expected from Juicy Couture Noir. But anyway, so yeah, as I say, I never wear this one. At the moment anyway. This may change because my opinion can change and my thoughts can evolve over time and things, but part of me almost like doesn't really want fragrances from Ann Summers at the moment. I really want to get into the Chanel perfumes, and I really want to acquire like 1 or 2 really nice Chanel fragrances. For example, I've got my eye on the Coco Chanel and Coco Noir. You know, like ultimately I kind of want a smaller, classy, curated perfume collection, and I just feel like this isn't doing it for me anymore. So anyway, no judgment at all towards any Ann Summers fragrance. I mean, I've owned this for years, but it's just not where my tastes are at the moment, and I just don't want this in my collection anymore. Especially as it doesn't get worn. So that one is Aphrodisiac from Ann Summers. Next up today, I'm going to be mentioning these fragrances here from Goutal. And I had to think about this one because, you know, these were not cheap and they're also like a nice brand and they're nice perfumes. But I would say I'm going to put them in the category of on the fence, because this one, Tenue de Soirée, is a really nice fragrance, but it's kind of sharp and it's got this like sharp berry kind of sharpness to it, like that's quite punchy in nature. And I think this maybe even has some patchouli in it as well. And there's just something about this that there's something off-putting about this. Like there's a reason that I go to sniff this and I decide not to wear it that day. Do you know what I mean? So I'm really on the fence with this one. There's a sharpness to it that's a bit too harsh for me. So I'm considering moving this one on, which is it's a shame because the bottle is so nice and it's a good quality brand and everything like that. But I'm finding it's not really an easy reach. It's not really easy to just throw on, and it's kind of, it's just a bit too kind of harsh and stuff. And this one here, Nuit et Confidence from Goutal, is a really nice kind of gooey vanilla fragrance. But again, I don't know what it is about it. There's something about this fragrance that I don't ever wear it. I don't wear it. Like there are so many other vanilla based fragrances in my collection that I do wear and I enjoy, and I don't hesitate, you know, to throw them on. But there's something about this one that makes me hesitate, and it's just, there's something really almost like warm and gooey about this. And I wonder if that's what I'm finding difficult about it. I'm not really sure, but there's just something about this one that I probably won't get rid of this one right now, but I'm definitely on the fence about it. So I might try and make a conscious effort to like wear it sometime over the next week and see how I get on with it. But for the time being, I'm going to say I'm on the fence with this one, and I'm on the fence with this one as well. Although I would say I'm more leaning towards decluttering this one. Also, the label is squint. I don't know if you can notice that. Like, the label is actually squint, which annoyed me from day one, but I never complained about it, but it is quite annoying. This fragrance here from Goutal is one I'm going to keep. This is Étoile de Nuit, and this is a beautiful powdery rose and iris floral lipsticky type scent. I think I'm wearing it today. It's a really easygoing, feminine, beautiful, really nice perfume. So I'm definitely keeping this one. I just wanted to throw that in there just to let you guys know I am going to keep this one. I think it's really classy. I think it's really beautiful, and it's very aligned to my kind of style at the moment and the sort of vibe that I'm wanting with my perfumes. So I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. And to finish off today's video, I'm just very quickly going to mention these body sprays. I'm not really going to spend too long on them just because, yeah. But we've got Warm Vanilla Sugar from Bath & Body Works, and we've got Victoria's Secret Midnight Bloom, which to me just smells a bit like Ariana Grande Cloud, and then we've got Victoria's Secret Bare Vanilla. So I'm likely just going to be moving these ones on as well because they're not aligned to my perfume collection style and my vision that I have for my collection. I've just noticed my card is full, or my screen is flashing something, so I think I'm going to run out of film or battery in the next couple of minutes. So I'll wrap up now. So thank you so much for watching today, and thank you again to Ana Luisa for gifting me these wonderful pieces of jewellery. Feel free to check them out in the description box below. And until next time, you guys, take care. Bye!